Can I just show you one quick thing? We're not going to do the whole sketch, and I'll let you guys go if you want to watch the debate and then the coverage of it afterwards, because I'm going to go watch some of that. Remember how Jimmy Dore was like, RFK, 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 RFK's the man. He's the shit. He's going to bring the thing because oops. RFK Jr.'s entire campaign field team quits. This is Jimmy Dore. Real quick, we're not going to do the whole thing because it's fucking 9 minutes and who needs it? But this is
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. tweeted out, "Bravo to Bill Ackerman. It's time to hold college administrations responsible for the epidemic of campus anti-Semitism by insisting on zero tolerance policies."
By the way, these guys were Jimmy. That's Jimmy's problem, is because you can't have a zero tolerance towards anti-Semitism because that's half his act these days. But this is the thing that's getting him canceled. Like, they're like, fuck you.
So he's coming out against free speech now. So he's speaking out of both sides of his mouth.
No, he's coming out against anti-Semitism, not free speech. There's a difference, I would argue. Like hate speech, there's a distinction to be had there.
It's
not.
The SAG strike has ended. Hurrah! Hurrah!
By the way, I'm sure, what is the anti-Semitism? Did they pull down posters of the missing hostages?
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, which is just, I mean, that's Kurt and Jimmy do that on, on date night.
Know what it is.
That's the one I keep seeing, and I keep going, but why are there posters?
No, they're punching people, motherfucker. They're walking around them and not letting Jews cross campus by holding up Palestinian, the drape that they have. They're holding it up like a sheet so they can't pass through it and cornering them. The fuck are you talking about?
There's here. Are we supposed to
So, but the story here.
Oh, Wes, so far nothing from Dan Ball's people.
There is. Last Friday, RFK Jr.'s entire field team, led by Representative Dana Rohrabacher's wife, all quit.
How many people's that?
And that's Scott Horton. He's the Mr. Anti-War.
A, they don't know. And B, he's trying to make a joke that he never had any team to begin with. Meanwhile, Jimmy and Kurt has been pushing this idea that RFK was their savior for a while.
And
maybe get Peter down.
And so maybe get Peter down. So at the same time, his former campaign manager put this out. This is Dennis Kucinich's Substack, "The Math of Murder. The subjugation and annihilation of innocent civilians bombed into the dust of collateral damage does not support America, Israel, or the West. Claims for moral high ground and a path to peace." So a lot of people think that this is over RFK's rabid, crazy mental defense of the indefensible happening in Israel and Palestine.
Which there is no indefensible happening right there after the attack on December 7th. This got really complicated and really murky, really fucking quick. And again, you don't sexually assault someone and then ultimately murder them and have blood running down your fucking leg from the person that you just raped and then go, that was for my team. Get the fuck out of here.
Right now, it is indefensible. And
no, it isn't.
RFK Jr. gave a speech maybe a week or two.
Because he shit the bed with the Ashkenazi Jew thing with COVID, and he's been trying to sneak. What did I say? Yeah, October 7th. Yes.
Ago, where he was anti-China, anti-Iran, and anti-Venezuela, and he combined them all together. And
how is he anti those things?
It's just the opposite of what I thought he was.
Was he Sirhan?
Gee, it's almost like you're a shit judge of character and you have no idea. Does this motherfucker ever not turn on people if they're not if they don't pass some sort of fucking purity test? Has Jimmy ever picked anybody that actually did what he thought they were going to do and ever?
And did they just flip his murder switch?
Something happened. So here's what Dennis Kucinich wrote. He said on Tuesday, October 31st, 2023, the government of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu bombed a Palestinian refugee camp with 100,000 inhabitants, producing a hellscape of casualties, 50 dead, 150 injured, with buildings in collapse at the periphery of a massive bomb crater. The stated public intention was to kill a single Hamas commander.
Is this the one?
No. And also support for Hamas, the actual soldiers of Hamas around that. Most of the people in this, by the way, notice he says 100,000 inhabitants in this refugee camp, which is not a camp, it's a series of buildings. So, and those people were both told and directed and given support to move south and get out of there. Anybody who stayed behind, if you look at the bomb crater around that particular strike, it's a fucking sausage fest. There are no women and no little children anywhere in the area. It is all military age men and the boys they keep around to run errands for them and bring them ammo and other shit. At this point, northern Gaza is a sausage fest. That, and the idea that it's a refugee camp of 100,000 inhabitants because it used to have 100,000 inhabitants in that neighborhood, and it's the same now. And if that was the case, you blow up a building that fucking size and 50 people die and 150 people are injured, it's a lie to start with. First of all, it's Hamas's numbers. Secondly, 100,000 people in that area and a bomb that size kills 50, then I guess the orders to evacuate are actually working. Secondarily, fuck this dude.
That broke Wolf Blitzer?
Well, that's the one that
Okay.
broke Wolf Blitzer. There are 2 million Palestinians warehoused in the sliver of land 26 miles long, between 2 to 7 miles wide. A containment camp known as the Gaza Strip holding indigenous peoples of the region hostage.
Jews are indigenous to the area too. So are Christians. So are fucking Sunni Arabs and Shia Arabs and Muslims and Arab tribes like
Mr. Netanyahu has vowed to wipe out Hamas,
right,
which is
which is a distinction.
estimated to have at least 40,000 members. If the ratio of 50 to 1 holds up, that is 50 Palestinians will die for every Hamas member killed.
No, that's why the United States and the Israeli government are insisting that people leave the area, and the people that stay behind are largely Hamas and are there for war and blah, blah, blah. Like, that. Stop pretending this is as cut and dry and that October 7th never fucking happened. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The point of this whole thing is and again, if we slice through stuff, when you're talking about a singular slice of it and you can't take in the entire complexity, it's always a dodge. The important thing in this video that you need to know is that anybody that Jimmy Dore picks as the next, shining light, golden example will fail him and will not only become, persona non grata around there, will, get their membership card in the Jimmy Dore, camp in the Waco that Jimmy Dore is setting up politically. They'll get, shunt like a fucking Amish prostitute. Not only that, but that they're more villainous than than members of Hamas, more villainous than Vladimir Putin, because they're only with you 80%. They're worse than the people who are against you 100%. It's super fucking lame. Anyways, that I just thought we'd dip into that part of it for a split second.